Something just hit me really hard today. The neighborhood I'm in, I grew up here as a little kid. There's this bicycle shop called Jack's Bicycle and Fitness. Seeing Dave Mira and all the BMX freestyle is what really got me into biking, you know, extreme sports. The reason why I turn on the video is not really because of the bicycle shop. They always have a lot of nice bikes in there, which I'm gonna have to get some new bike parts from there. There used to be bike trails down here. A really good setup, trail behind this building. I wonder if it's still there. I doubt it is. Kids don't ride like they used to, man. They all want to play video games. Plus, back in the day, you could get a $500 fine for being back there. But they had some massive jumps. I'm talking huge. I've seen people bust their teeth out down here. I've seen some wild stuff, and you can, this hill I'm about to show you, you could get some speed. I'm sure you can still see remnants of the trails. I'd be very happy if they still had trails over here. I mean, there was doubles, tabletops, you name it, a full track back here. Kids spent days, weeks, months down here. Yeah, see, it's not like it used to be. You used to be able to ride right here. You used to drop in down here. Yeah, it ain't the same. You used to drop in right here. And there is a good 10-foot tabletop. A good 4-foot, 5-foot ramp. I kind of knew it wasn't going to be the same. People spent, I mean, teenagers spent years back here clearing all this out. And part of Jack's Bicycle Shop, the building I just showed you, they spent a lot of time back here too. The owner was a young guy back in the 90s, and he really pushed the sport over here. He'd come out here a lot and watch the kids, the younger kids, bike and stuff, and, you know, support them and talk to them and take videos and pictures. And I'm talking like old style VHS video recorders, man. I'm sad. I knew it, man. There isn't even a sign here that says you can't be back here no more, which tells you that they don't have a problem with people coming back here anymore. You used to say it right there, right where I just came in. It said $500 fine if you got caught back here trespassing private property. You could potentially go to jail. None of the kids listened to it. You used to be able to come on this side too. You would come down here and this was never here. You'd be able to ride that way and go down. Does look like people hang out here though. I'm gonna go check out this water. If I don't kill myself. I wonder if that's a sign. Permitted. No, that's some different sign. I'm talking about the water. Man, I got my nice shoes on too. People probably come over here to smoke and hang out. Somebody had a bunch of shit back here. A lot of weed shit. Looked like some homeless chick was back here. Those are fucking crusty ass panties. they used to have a ramp this way. The berm, this side right here where the water is, it wasn't as wide back in the 90s. They had a big ass jump. They would try to jump to the other side to this golf course. I've never seen anyone do it though, but it was a big ramp. I'd come down here with other friends and stuff. They swear people could jump to the other side, but nobody ever did it. And there is a big, I mean, I'm talking a big jump. That hill where I showed earlier in the video, you'd come down, hit a tabletop. You could go to the left or go to the right. Most people went to the left. And then if you kept on going straight, there is, I'm talking a huge ass jump. We had trees underneath it with the dirt packed up over it. Nice little place to chill though, smoke, hang out. You see the golfers over there. Trying to kill some time. I have a female I've been talking to. Her name's Brandy. I've been talking to her for about a week or so. I mentioned her in another video. She stays about 40 minutes from here. And she's staying with her parents right now, with her dad really, and other family members, and she hasn't been able to get out. She works with her dad. They do like painting, all that stuff. She just goes over there and helps them out. She says her dad, she gets along with him, you know, but her dad can get like really overworked with, you know, doing work and stuff, his business, and he can be hard to deal with sometimes, which is understandable. So I was like, look, you know, I've been gone for 3 years. I have a place today. Would you like to come out and come hang out for the weekend, you know? She said, yeah. So I talked to my brother into driving me. Him and his girl are gonna pick me up, drive me out to Brighton, pick Brandy up, then bring us back and drop her off. And she's gonna stay till Sunday. She offered to help me clean up the apartment, or I should say motel room, efficiency home. She's been very supportive, you know. She hasn't been judgmental. So that's like a big thing for me. It's been hard to find someone I like to talk to, female wise, that understands my situation, you know. I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for people lying. Having to rebuild my life, it's been tough. And when you tell people, especially women, that you don't have a car or those type of things, they automatically stop talking. Which, I understand it, I get it, but it also shows you how shallow they are. Before I got locked up, everything I owned, I worked for it. I paid for it. And I worked very hard for it. And I can almost guarantee I had nicer things, better stuff, which don't really mean anything, to be truthful, than what they have, or someone else that they are seeing. Which, if they're seeing somebody, I'm glad they're not talking to me. I'm not a home breaker. I'm not trying to sleep around or anything like that. It's empty when you do that. It doesn't do anything for you. Sure, it can be fun sometimes, But all it does is create hurt, not only for that other person, but for yourself. These are dope. 450 SL. I have no idea what this Mercedes is. I like Mercedes. I've never really gotten into them, so I don't know too much about them. I know they're good vehicles. I also know they can be expensive. A 280 SE. I like the rear ends. They give you that like really European feel. I kind of like this style better than that style. This one looks better, especially with the paint and whatnot, the wheels. This reminds me of like some Russian mobster Cold War era with like the big kind of winter hat, you know, and smoking a cigar. It really has that James Bond kind of look feel. Exactly what it reminds me of, James Bond. The inside's clean. It's nice. The door skin's cracking. And what do you expect for such an old car? But it's not all rusted out. That's what impresses me. It's a solid car. If you took this car, did all the body work, painted it, fixed the interior, whatnot, and put a modern drivetrain in it with modern brakes, redid the suspension, lowered it a little bit, put some nice wheels on it, it'd be a dope ass car. I'd paint it all black. So yeah, I'm just killing time, you know. My brother said he's gotta finish up doing some stuff with this girl before he can come swoop me up. I was kind of hoping the trails are going to be there, though I know they weren't. I wouldn't mind hitting some jumps, even though I don't want to trash my only transportation right now. There we go. Now that's what I'm talking. I love these Porsches. It's a manual too. I've seen quite a few of these, man, that are built just right. The whole car gone through, cleaned out, lightened up, nice turbo on them, refreshed motor. They're sleek little cars, man, and it's rear-wheel drive. It's a hatchback. It looks good. It's probably like the cheapest Porsche you can get into. I like these cars, man. They really remind me of like 240s. They really do. They really remind me of S13s. I've owned a S14. One of my favorite cars. The car handled so well. So well. I had a set of K-Sport coilovers on it. 16-way adjustable. The car only had 32,000 miles on it, and it was the original KA24. Same matching motor, everything. I got it from my uncle. They bought it as a stolen recovery. I had to put new windows in it, new lights. Pretty much it. I had to get a glove box. The glove box was missing. The airbags were missing. Someone stole the airbags, keyed the car, smashed out the windows, smashed out the lights, the front headlights, the rear tail lights. I ended up buying a white 240SX that had no motor, trans in it. was a little rusted out, but it was a Canadian model. It had a VLSD in the back. So it had posi rear end. It wasn't an open diff. And it had a white interior, white leather interior. The leather interior was shit. But they had the lights, the tail lights. It had all the windows in it, but the windshield, so I had to buy a separate windshield aftermarket. I pulled all the windows out. It had the headlights in the car, the rear tail lights. I put those in my car. And the reason why I wanted the car so bad is because it had that VLSD in the back. The viscous slip limited differential. Or I should say, viscous limited slip differential. That was a fun car. Wasn't a manual though, it was an automatic. I was planning on swapping it over, but life, you know, came into play. I ended up selling it. One of the worst mistakes I ever made. I found it, I wanted to buy it back, but they wanted 10 bands for it, and I couldn't justify spending that type of money at the time. I really wanted it back for my daughter. I have a 15-year-old daughter named Ashlyn. I met her mother on Plenty of Fish. We were dating for about a month. I really liked her. She called me up one day, told me she was pregnant by me or some other guy. It really hurt me because I was really liking her, you know. I was sleeping with her. I'm not the type just to sleep around, so it hurt. And she was coming over like 2 or 3 times a week, would stay the night. As soon as morning came up, she would bounce. Always saying she had to go to work. We lost contact after she tripped out on me. After she told me that she was pregnant, she just dipped out, completely disappeared. I went by her apartment that I dropped her off once. I walked up to the apartment. You could see inside the front window. The blinds were open. The apartment was completely empty. Didn't have her phone number. I lost my phone, actually. I went to jail for a week. Bonded out. Lost my phone. Couldn't get a hold of her. Went on Plenty of Fish. Couldn't find her profile. Disappeared. Couldn't find her Facebook. Wouldn't pop up. 2.5 years go by. I'm working at a place called CPR Self and Repair as a cell phone repair technician. We fix all types of stuff. I decided one day to make another profile on Plenty of Fish. I was getting kind of lonely. It was time for me to start dating again, which I told myself, you know. And I was having dreams of being in a park, playing with a little girl. I would always be at the end of the slide, waiting for this little girl to come down the slide, and I would always catch her in the dream. I mentioned it to one of my older brothers, Chris. He told me, oh, don't worry about it. She was sleeping with a bunch of men. Who knows, you know, like, it could be anybody's kid. Fucked me up when he said that, you know. So I started talking to my older brother, the one that lied, pretty much put me in jail. Went to the feds because of him. I started talking to his wife, Melissa, which I love Melissa. I always have loved Melissa. She's a good woman. We were really close growing up, you know. She's my sister. So I say something to her about these dreams. She's like, well, don't you want to know if it's your child? I'm like, well, yeah. She's like, well, keep your mind open. Keep searching for her. You never know. You might run into her. So I kept on searching. When I made the profile on Plenty of Fish, sure as shit, as soon as I make this new profile, my daughter's mother pops up. And I see a picture of her, and it's the same profile, same picture. I click on it, same pictures, everything, same words, all that. It was the same profile. She had it on private where nobody could look it up. I click out of it. About 5 minutes later, I click on it, I log back in, I click on it. She's got all these new pictures. And she's got a photo of a little blonde-haired girl on a horse. I'm like, no fucking way, dude. My stomach dropped. My heart sank into my stomach. I'm looking at the photo. It's like, no shit, dude. Not only did she have the little girl looked just like me. Message her. I said, last time we talked, you said you were pregnant by me or some other guy. I just come across your profile and I see this little girl on your profile with you. Do you even know who the father is? About an hour later, she replies, oh shit. Or holy shit, I should say. That was it. About 2 hours go by, still nothing. After that message, I was like, I'm gonna message her one more time. I said, look, I really want to know if this little girl is mine or not. Here's my number. Call me. I ended up leaving work. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't fix anything. I was stunned. My boss let me go home early. As soon as I pull into my driveway, she calls me. I literally sat in my car with my phone plugged into the cigarette lighter from about 4 in the afternoon to 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't move. I talked to her this whole time. Talked about a lot. I asked her to send me pictures of her feet, because all of us kids in my family, we have Tordokus feet. We have really big toes. I asked her if Ashlyn likes to sleep on her back and her side. She said yeah. And I asked her, does she have to have her socks on when she sleeps? When I was young, I had to have my socks on to go to sleep. Now, I have to have them off. I can't stand socks being on my feet when I go to sleep. She said, yeah, that's crazy. I was like, I knew she was mine. I felt it. Plus, you could see it. We made the decision that we didn't want to I didn't want to see Ashlyn and get involved until I knew she was mine after we did a DNA test. Which I knew, but we just wanted to be sure. She told me she went to my apartment after she had Ashlyn 9 months later. I ended up moving out. She told me she sat there for 2 days, hoping that I had some friends at the apartment complex I was staying at, and I would just happen to show up. She told me in her diary that all the dates lined up, that it has to be mine, because the other guy that she was with before she met me, he has kids, and that Ashlyn looked nothing like his kids. Nothing like his kids. So we got together, went to the apartment. I got to see Ashlyn while she was sleeping, middle of the night. Got to look at her, see her. I knew. We decided not to go through Walmart and do a DNA test because their DNA results always get mixed up and you end up getting other people's results and all that other stuff. We decided to go through a private DNA lab. over here in Michigan. Instead of $50, we paid like $250, $300. I gave her all the money to pay for it, plus $100. Told her to go get some food, some gas, you know, whatever she needs to spend the money on. That night, I swabbed my mouth. She swabbed her mouth. We put them in the envelope, in a separate envelope, all in separate envelopes. And then we swabbed Ashlyn's mouth while she was sleeping. Folded up, put it in a bag, threw it in an envelope, and then we held hands and walked down to the mailbox that was at the end of her apartment complex she was living at. Week later, came back, 99.9996% positive. Ashlyn was mine. I was involved in Ashlyn's life for about 6 months, maybe less. Really pretty much just the summer. Ashlyn's father, not Ashlyn's father, that's who I am. Ashlyn's mother's father, her grandpa, my daughter's grandpa, pulled me to the side and said that Ashlyn's mother would end up taking off. She wouldn't stay around me long. She's gonna end up taking off and splitting like she always does. And that she likes to date older men. That when I came around the first time, he was really surprised to see who I was and noticed my personality and the way I carried myself. He said he was actually really happy. He thought that Ashlyn's dad was gonna be some low-life piece of shit guy and a lot older, you know. He told me that Ashlyn's mother, this is his own daughter, by the way, was gonna make my life hell. And she did. She was doing a lot of things that her family didn't approve of. So she split. She told me that she didn't want Ashlyn in my life. She wanted to raise Ashlyn on her own. And that when Ashlyn got older, if she wanted to see me, she'd let her see me. But until she's old enough to make that decision, that's what she wants. I told her, you know what? I'm gonna give that to you. And there was many reasons for it. My main reason was I didn't want to put Ashlyn through what my mother put me through. I didn't know my dad until I was about 6 years old. And there was many other things my mom did, and I didn't want to put Ashlyn through that. Going to court, custody battles, and all those other things, you know. But I told her, Mom, I'm going to give you what you want. But Ashlyn is going to resent you for it. You're going to regret this decision that you're making. And it hurts every day. There's more I'll speak about, talk about it. I'm going to get off the phone. I'm over here riding in circles. If you're ever going through any of those situations, do the best that you can do. Don't give up. Fight for yourself. Fight for your children. Work hard for it. But don't work too hard. Don't spend all that time away from your children working 80 hours, 70 hours a week. Spend the time with your children. You're better off spending time with them and having time to raise them. You being away, trying to pay for everything and whatnot, you're not going to be able to influence your children. You're not. And your children will end up resenting you for it. I hope everyone takes care. I hope everyone enjoys these videos as much as I like making them. It takes a lot for me to share all these things and express all these things and be transparent, especially the way people judge and many other things. But I've come to the realization in my life that everybody has problems, everybody's going through these things. So for them to judge just means they're immature, and I won't waste a single breath on them. So for all those that do have a heart, for all those that do understand life and are going through life, I hope these videos help you. I hope they help you find that strength that I already know is inside you. I love you all.